You will follow all the step-by-step that I'm talking about here is the first step. What am I going to teach you to identify? Any type of defect is to see if the refrigerator is arriving. Energy, mark there at the end. I'll give you the checklist, will you? Know if it's coming? Energy. Okay, but one of them, tips I give to you, very important. Is that you? I came here at her outlet and tested to see if her outlet is reaching 100E. 10 or 200. And 20. Volts? Then it must be mine. First personal tip is this. If you don't have a multimeter, take a cell phone charger, take an appliance, and put it in the socket to see if 110 is coming. In my case, it's not coming. 12 volts are coming. So because 12 volts are coming, probably, I don't know if it's an electrical problem or not. It's not lighting anything. I'll even call here so you can see. Okay? Follow all this step by step, please. This one I charge to teach. I'm teaching you for free. Oh, I called her. Pay attention. Oh, she absolutely gave me no sign at all. Oh, no. Did you by any chance call mine? Is the plate here as well, including me? I don't think there's a light on the bottom. And you didn't call any? Light on the part. Downstairs, see? Then I know that there is no power or the voltage is low and it probably won't light anything. Okay? What did I do? I went to test another take here of her. Here you guys are seeing, oh, I already put my multiminho in another socket to test, okay? Coming 128 volts. Then the refrigerator. If there is no voltage coming in or little voltage coming in, your refrigerator will probably not freeze. This is the first tip I'm going to give you, okay? The second personal tip I give you for you to test your refrigerator there. You'll see if her fan is operating the entire fridge, keeping it frozen free. She has a fan here in the freezer part because this fan is what throws the air, the temperature, to the bottom. Beauty. So you go here and see if the wind is coming out. If you hear any fan noise, propeller noise, anything, there's usually a refrigerator. Just open the freezer. You'll hear the noise. Okay? In some cases, there will be a switch here. Oh, two switches. You will press both at once, and you will have to turn on the fan. Okay? In other models of refrigerator, we'll have a switch here. Oh, you're going to flip this switch, and you're going to have to turn on the fan. If it doesn't work, the fan works. Watch out if it's coming. Power in the refrigerator. And the fan is not working. The fridge won't freeze the bottom, okay? So if the fan burns out, the fridge won't freeze the bottom. So that's the second tip. It's very important because it stops freezing the bottom. And it also weakens the freezer, okay? So let's go to the third tip. The third personal tip is this. I come. Here in the Undertakers, is that right? Guys, here's the thing. The third tip is to check if the refrigerator signal is active. Got it? This object here is the compressor. Notice this part. Black, who stays here? You see this from this position, guys? It plays an important role by pressurizing the gas into the freezer. If it doesn't work, the gas circulation won't function in your refrigerator and the refrigeration cycle will cease to work. How do I determine that? How about mine? Is the engine burned out or not? You're going to lay your hand on him. If he's hot and shaking, it's because he's... Keep that message if he's both hot and shivering because it's working. It's because it's working. If he's hot and motionless, likely, it's not operational, okay? He might have burnt out. Or the relay and the thermal protector. It may also be defective. So pay attention, I'll say it again. If you flash the compressor and it's shaking and hot, it's because it's working. If it's hot and not shaking, it's because it's not working. He's getting power to the compressor, but the compressor can't start. And what happens? The compressor starts to heat up, then it makes those crackles. Indeed. Tech. Tech. So if your fridge is making this snap like it's a tech, probably your understanding here might be burned, okay? And there's another case too, there's likely no power reaching the compressor, okay? Cold and still. There's probably no power coming to the compressor, okay? There's no power coming in. Compressor. And if the power doesn't reach the compressor, the heart of the refrigerator won't work, then no. You're going to pump the gas here, huh? In this condenser. Why the gas? Here it comes up from the compressor, comes to this grid. Black here, understand? So place your hand here on this third tip and see if... He is trembling and feverish. Another tip that I tell you guys, if yours... Refrigerator stopped it, bottom part comes. inside this little box here. Oh. And see if she's got water. Okay, if she's dry, guys, dry, there's no water, nothing inside this little box here. This fourth tip will probably get you. Can you help her? Stop freezing underneath. If she does, she dries up. Or she will begin leaking inside the refrigerator at the bottom. There are these two defects if this box is dry, because in time that the Prospera refrigerator will defrost there, what happens? She drains all the water down a pipe. Here, where what? This water over here? Then to explain from the top, if I may. She didn't have that water dripping. Or there's a clog in the duct. Or perhaps she isn't actually doing it. Defrost, okay? By accumulating the ice in the freezer, then it stops freezing the bottom. So that's the fourth tip, okay? The farm. Here's a tip for you that might be useful. Did my refrigerator run out? The gas? Isn't it over? What's going on? How can I test? I'll give you that hint. Here, no tool. Are you going to see if you found the refrigerator ran out of gas or not? You tested the compressor. See that the compressor is shaking and it's hot. Will you come? Here on this black grid here. Oh, and you'll relate your hand. If you have it, place it here at the top. Ensure the top is warm. Got it? What if the middle part is warm? Is that acceptable? And if it's a little less warm, a bottom part is. Why is the gas circulation satisfactory? So everyone, please pay attention. To determine if your refrigerator has finished its cycle and if there is a gas problem, technicians use this grid here as a tip. She, well, will always be here. That it be warmer? Here in the middle, warm. And here in the middle, a little less. Warm one. So this one here, it's the fifth tip that The sixth tip I'm providing is you need to understand. If the compressor is receiving power from the board, so in this case, over there at the outlet, he's coming up 12 volts. 12 volts, won't you? Can you turn on the fridge? Then you have to switch outlets here to see if... Will she call then? I'll put in a multimeter. Here, we'll see if the compressor is receiving power and understand why it might not be. He is not receiving the power. Can energy be? Problem with the board? Additionally, I will test it here. You got it, so pay attention. Let's go. Take this little box out here. Let's test it to see if it's getting power. There needs to be a step-by-step guide here. Otherwise, you would have no idea where to start troubleshooting. Where do you start with this box? You need to remove the box first. To gain access? What are you doing this for? Test. John, what do you identify in this test? Then I identify it for... Is this sign good or not? Because the person responsible for turning on the whole refrigerator and the plate here. Oh, there's already a black thing here. Oh, I don't know if it's burned or not, but it already has a black thing here on the plate. It could be the plate. It can. But I'm going to do the test with you. Understand? So pay attention. Oh, this board here, it is responsible for turning on the fan, turning on that interface there, that board that regulates the temperature, and turning on the compressor if it doesn't have it. I am here to get power. In the relay, and no. Thermal protector, which... Can you tell me what is happening, probably? Was this sign a pro? Are you okay, Dick? Oh, you see here? This one's the thermal protector A. In the engine, what role does the relay play? They do. When starting the motor, the starting relay and thermal protector safeguard the system. Do you understand? So you can come here and test the relay and the thermal protector. Okay, then we'll go. Make two. Oh, okay. There are two tests here, and I'm getting started on them. Let's test the relay first. And then I'm going to test the protector. Thermal, nice, but first thing I'm going to do, if energy is coming, oh, you see here. Oh, I'm going to see if it's there. I'm going to take this wire that comes from inside. Oh, this wire comes from the board. I'm going to continue here. Oh, which one is coming here? The blue and the black? I'll get my inch. And I'm going to see if power is coming to the compressor. Why? I need to figure out what's happening. Oh, I'll plug it into the outlet here on my refrigerator. I'll plug it into the outlet here. Hey, guys. I plugged it into socket A. Plate, she will have to send power. Here for the relay and thermal protector. Oh. I already put it on the scale of voltage here. So I'm going to put it on the thermal shield and the other one on the blue relay. Look here. Oh, there's no power coming in, see? Or the end of the reason is in the thermal protector and the other is in the relay. Oh, just so you can see there, I don't know if you can see it there, this one here is the relay. The red is on the thermal shield, and it had to be coming 110, 120, 127, 128 volts here. Oh, is there really nothing happening after that? Could it be the license plate? Yes, you certainly have the ability to do so. Let's go up. Let's go to the 7th tip, guys. The example arrived in my refrigerator. My refrigerator is not working. Compressor is just hot and not. Tremendous that I can test. The relay and the thermal protector.
Oh.
Rankar, him here. Oh, Rankar, he here, see here. Oh, that nigger? This is the relay. This one's the protector. Thermo. What's that for? So, hypothetically speaking, if the compressor runs continuously and eventually burns out, what consequences might we anticipate? The thermal protector, it will protect the compressor, it will cut off power, so no. Happen in the accident and the relay, he starts the compressor, okay? So if it burned out too, it could be that it won't start the compressor. Alright, so let's go. Test it here so we can see this 7th tip there. To see if we can reach the conclusion here, what? What is the defect? This fridge? Oh. First thing, we're going to test the relay. Let's support it here. Oh, I put it in the 2 relay inputs. You see, oh, it has to beep. It's beeping. So I know the relay is working. The relay is what starts the compressor. Now let's see the thermal protector. Now let's put it here. Oh, at this entrance here and here in front. Okay. Let me just put it here with my hand recording. It's complicated, right? If I were in your position, I would have already subscribed to the channel, liked this video, and left a comment about what you learned from it. Now let's continue.
Oh, right here. Oh.
I'm going to conduct a test here. It's not showing any signs. Let me check if everything is fine.
All right here.
It's not giving any. Take a look here, everyone. Have I plugged in the protector? Thermal? Look, it's not in this spot. Are you giving any signal? Take a look, protector. Thermal can be. It might be burned out, might be burnt. Because of what, John? Can it be compressor could be shorting out, okay? So this thermal shield right here, if it burned, so did the compressor won't turn on. Then later. We're going to test it. We're just going to get to this checklist here. Are you going to change? Is the damper protector available for our test? Let's go. The 8th lesson is available for your learning. Okay, the 8th tip, guys, I'm going to serve here and take a visual look at the board because, like the sign, it's one of the major components of the refrigerator. She has to be up and running. So what am I going to look at inside this board, guys? I don't repair board, I don't understand anything, but I have to look at some things here that I can identify the defect. I have to see if there's any blown capacitors, if there's any burned tracks, if there's any melted relays here. Understand? So we will have to look visually to see if we identify anything. You see here, oh, I'm going to take her out of the place to make it easier. Our visualization is good. Like this board, it is responsible for almost everything in the refrigerator, so if it doesn't work, forget it, it won't work, it won't freeze. So here we have unplugged everything, right? So if I know that it depends on my board to start the engine, and it's not starting, maybe it can. If I know that the function of my board is to turn on the fan, and it's not turning on, maybe it can. What if I know the refrigerator, it won't freeze if the plate doesn't work? So I have to take a visual look to see if there's anything irregular, okay? So I'm going to get her out of here. Oh, there's already a burn sign here. Oh, the first thing I can visualize here, is that she blew the board track. You see? Oh, she blew the board track. Here could be the relay, Here, you see it's right in the direction of the relay. It could be the relay, or it could just be here visually. I look at the capacitors and it seems there's no issue. I inspect the track and all the tracks here. You don't need to be a board repairman, just look visually. You see there's a sign of burn marks. Probably a burst relay. I'm not sure if it broke. The lines here probably blew the relay. Understand? So here's the thing. This board here is defective. If I know that this board is defective, and I know that the thermal protector is defective, what do I have to do in this case? Before I change the board, I won't leave already changing the board, buying a board, and already changing the relay. First thing, I'm going to change the relay, and I'm going to turn the compressor on straight to see if the compressor will work directly. Because if the compressor works, it's a good sign. Okay? Then I'll go. I think it's the 9th. Tell me, what are we going to do? Let's turn this compressor on directly to check. Will he give it? Departure. Shall we change the protector? Thermal? And then us. Come on, guys. I'm going to have to put the relay, the thermal protector here. If you have another plate, use another. Is the plate on its way? Which is kind of similar to the sign you have. You can put another sign, okay? But how? I don't have any. Plate here. Will I have to? Make the call directly here, okay? Then I will proceed. Change the heat shield first just to test. Get a heat shield? Good. So how about here like this, everyone? I speak a powerful tip. It can be even a 10th tip there always. Begin by replacing the most affordable components initially. Don't start with the most expensive parts. Always replace the most expensive parts. Cheap and go. Eliminating defects. Do you understand then before? If I change, tell the customer that here. Burned the plate I will test first. The refrigerator thermal protector.
Oh.
I can definitely put it on the board there now and we'll see if the energy starts flowing now. Guys, are we directly connecting to the compressor, okay? What's that for? That call direct is for. Turn on the direct understanding to see if the understanding is burned or not. That here is the most way. Easy for you to identify. Yes, if you are in doubt. That the relay is burnt and the thermal shield is burnt. Buy a new relay and thermal protector and replace it. In my case, the heat shield's burned, okay? That's why I'm going to change it now. Oh, I'm going to get a rerun and a heat shield, and I'm going to call. See if the compressor, you're leaving. This way I will know definitively if the compressor is burned out or not. Easier? Regardless of which side the cable is on, you understand, right?
Put it on.
A reread on the protector? Hers. It doesn't matter which side. There's no right or wrong here.
Oh.
I already called here. Now I'm going. Plug it into the outlet here to see if the compressor will start. I'm going over here. I've already made the call. Now I'm going to put it in the socket. If the compressor breaks, that's already a positive point. Okay? So I'll call here.
Oh.
Printer is not giving a signal, you see, guys. Now I have to test the socket there to see if power is arriving at this socket here. Because let's go. See for the reason here.
Oh.
I'll put it on voltage. I'm moving over here. See if 110 volts are coming here. Oh, I'll put a little pile. One end here and another here. Oh, let me.
I'm making a call here, see?
There's no tip, absolutely no tip, understand?
Oh.
There are 129 volts entering. You see? So power's coming in and the compressor hasn't broken. Okay? Can I suspect that the compressor is burnt out? I can. Because if he's getting power into the compressor, he's not leaving. It could be that he burned the coil, so we're going to have to test his coil.
All right.
So our next personal tip is this. Shall we test the compressor coil? What's the reason for this place? Oh, why exactly here? Didn't he leave?
Oh.
He didn't leave. This is the 3 reels. You see? Oh, this one here is the thermal protector, and these 2 here are going to roll. Then she'll put it on the beep ladder. Oh, she'll put it on the beep ladder and we'll test them. Now I'm going to test the understanding, okay? Now I'm going to put one end here and one end here. He's got a beep, okay? If he doesn't beep, it's because A. The coil is burnt. Oh. It's not giving any signal, you see? Let's put it here. It's not responding with any signal. Let's place it over here instead. Oh, look, it's giving a signal here, see? But over here, it's not responding with any signal. When there's no signal here, then it's likely. This coil here, okay? Burned, okay? So, oh, you see? There's no signal here, there's no signal here either, but there's a signal here, oh. So probably A. The compressor coil is burnt out. Okay, I'm going today. Allow me to explain it in detail, everyone. This is the test I do to see if the compressor burns. So probably here she has two types of defect. I'm even going to talk to Luana here so we can show her the defects. She has a burnt compressor and a burnt plate. Alright, shall we proceed to our next tip? Complete this checklist thoroughly. In the end, I'm going to tell you the biggest secret I use, guys. The other tip, John, is the following. My refrigerator is turning on, the light is turning on, the compressor, the grill is heating up, but it's not freezing. It's not freezing the bottom part, the fan is working, and it's also weakening the top part, which could be, I'll give you a hint, maybe it's the best hint there is. Every time you have doubt to see if the Joule is with gas problem or not, you come here, oh. You open that lid, you rip out the screws. Regardless of the brand of refrigerator, you will always do this with it running. Be careful and pull slowly so you don't break the esoporto. Oh. Is that okay? Here, see? Oh, here I'm going to have my fan, which is the fan that makes the underside freeze. What's going on? It expels the air from the freezer. And in this gutter, do you see it? It is indeed a gutter. The air flows downward from here. Everything around here. Considering that the ventilator is not functional, forget it, won't you? Operate the refrigerator. I'll go into detail and provide a vital tip. Knowing if your refrigerator has a gas issue is crucial. With a Franz refrigerator, when the engine is on, the compressor activates and begins compressing the gas. Now, observe. He compresses here in the freezer. Compressing is throwing the gas here in the freezer. He pushes the gas, then what happens? The gas comes in through this pipe here. Oh, it's thicker, see? And he goes by, oh, here. Oh, this thicker one here. Oh, he goes by, goes around, goes around, goes around, goes around, and he completes here. Oh, all this pipe. Oh, 2345, you see? On both sides he completes all this pipe here, and then it returns to this pipe here. Oh, there to the compressor again. So the refrigeration circus, it works like this. Oh, it goes in here, goes through all the pipe, goes back there. Oh, and then comes back here and goes over there to the compressor. How do you know if your refrigerator is out of gas or not? Are you going to open this evaporator here? This freezer, he'll see if all these pipes are white. They're on ice, okay? She has to be completely. If it has ice only at the beginning here of the pipe, the refrigerator will not freeze. Could be a gas problem. Okay, so if you opened it there, your refrigerator is working. You didn't turn it off, and you opened it, and it's only freezing the inlet here. To the evaporator only up to here, oh, forget it. Or it's forming a lot of ice just at the beginning here. Oh, forget your refrigerator. It has a gas problem, so this will make you sure if your refrigerator has a gas problem. Why? Because one of the most reliable methods for you to determine before, I already taught you. There with the grid, with the condenser to see if it's hot. But here you have to complete this freezer. If it has completed all these turns here, there is white. You pass your hand, you feel that ice cone, that's why. And up to here, oh, you have to complete it here, and here at the back, it also has to freeze here, okay? She'll freeze right here. Oh. So this whole freezer here is going to freeze. You will know that the refrigerator does not have a gas problem. Understand? So this tip is one of the most extraordinary tips for you to know if your refrigerator is with problem of gas. Open it here and see if the evaporator is completing. Do you understand, my people? The other tip that I always tell you is that you have to understand when your refrigerator is completing. The evaporator. And when is she blocking? Because the fridge is free, folks. She doesn't need to unplug. She doesn't need to touch the defrost button. It defrosts automatically, goes down the balcony here, and goes there in that little box where I showed you. Oh, it drips all over this meat here, comes here, and down the pipe, and go on that one. Box what? It happens in some cases, the refrigerator won't defrost anymore, and if it doesn't defrost anymore, it will block ice here. So the difference between whether the refrigerator has a gas problem or is blocked is different. Because if it has a gas problem, it will only freeze the entrance or it will form a very large stone. Right here. If she's got gas running perfectly, she'll make an ice cone here. Oh, in every pipe. But she won't. It's blocked here, these channels here. Oh. But if it's blocked, it's going to clog up all these gutters here. It's going to clog up here. Oh, it's going to rot with ice here. And what's going to happen? The fan that needs to play to the bottom will not make it. Why? Because it's going to be frozen in here. That's why this one here is one of the breasts. Guys, I always talk, you have to find out if it's mechanical part or electrical part. I'll tell you here. This here is the greatest technique I use to fix any refrigerator. I'll even make a video of this, okay? The personal mechanical part is nothing more than the gas part. What are the components of gas compressor part? That condenser, the filter, the capillary, and the return pipe. This over here is the mechanical part, which is the gas part. When I talk about the mechanical part, I don't want to be looking for defects, which are gas. You understand electrical components? This is our standard procedure when repairing refrigerators. You have to separate mechanical part of electrical part, which is gas part with electrical part. So the electrical part is what can be the term fuse, the defrost sensor, the resistor, the board, the interface board. So it's totally different, one thing from the other. If you understand that from then on, you forget it, you are already in front of everyone. So every time I go to make a checklist, these 12 out of 12 steps that I passed on to you, what did I do? The first time I tested power, so it's electrical. On the second I tested, I think the fan, electrical part. On the third, I tested to see if it was the compressor that was working. Electrical part 2, okay? On Wednesday, I conducted a test to determine if the box was filled with water. Electrical part, because if it doesn't have water, it has a problem. Defrost. On Thursday, I tested to see if the refrigerator has a gas problem. Testing relaying the condenser and then opening the evaporator. On Friday, I tested you by testing the direct compressor. Then I tested the electrical part too, the protective relay term electrical part, to see if the compressor is burned out. Electrical part, so did you see that every checklist here has to do with the electrical part and the mechanical part? That's the difference, I'm telling you, part gas with part electric, okay? So don't mix it up. Your gel must have a gas problem. You think it's plague? It has nothing to do with it. Your gel must have an ED problem.